Hey everybody, it's Blast338 coming at you this wonderful Monday evening with Mr. Faust for Talking D&D. How you doing, Mr. Faust? Thank you for joining us.
Oh, no problem at all, Blast. I'm just a little tired today.
Yeah, they got me doing maintenances. We have two guys out that normally take care of all of our oil maintenances and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're gonna pick up the slack."
Of course.
And I'd rather throw myself out a window than doing oil maintenance. But
I think that's everybody.
alrighty, so we are talking about backgrounds in 5th edition because we've pretty much talked about everything else. We talked about different classes, we talked about different races, we talked about subclasses, we talked about feats, we talked about spells. So backgrounds.
And I think once we wrap this up tonight, I'm thinking maybe we put together some character builds.
And Siberian Tiger just joined us. Hey. Hi, I
What's up,
finally
Tiger?
got to catch a live stream. It's nice to have you, man. Alrighty, well, let me just pull up backgrounds. And you have a few that are from another source.
It's a third-party book published by Wizards of the Coast called 5e Legendary Heroes. It's got a lot of really cool options in it. It's got 5th, 9th, and 13th level abilities for all classes.
Ooh.
It's got new backgrounds. It has heroic feats and artifact weapons in it.
Oh, wow.
That level up as you level up.
I know we've played with those before.
Mm-hmm. These are very good. They offer the framework for it, so you know how to design your own. And
Okay.
definitely thinking of putting these to use in our current campaign.
Yeah. Siberian Tiger said we should talk about monsters' abilities. I think that's a wonderful idea.
I do too.
We might be able to do that for next week then.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down.
Alrighty.
Does he want to elaborate on what kind of abilities we're talking about, like the monster special abilities? Or like a subclass of monsters like fiends or celestials or aberrations?
Well, no answer just yet.
Okay, well, it's out there.
Yep. There's a little bit of a delay. Yeah. I don't know why, but it seems like it's like a 30-second delay. All right, so you got your common backgrounds, and then you have your backgrounds that are setting specific, and then you have there's a couple good Lord, I can't talk. Homebrews. And it looks like there's no unearthed arcana on the wiki. That's unusual. No worries, Tiger. He says, sorry, I'm a little bit of a slow typer. That is absolutely fine. We all had to start out with a hunt and peck.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Well, let's see here. Why is a background important? What does a background do for us?
Mechanically, a background gives us a small array of new abilities, but what it really does is it shapes your character. What a background does is it gives you purpose, it gives you motivations, it gives you weaknesses, it gives you strengths. It's really a way to flesh out your character 100%.
Right. Yeah, so like if we take one for instance here, where is it? It is, where is it? Street urchin. I know that's the urchin. There we go. All right, so you get a feature called City Streets. You know the street patterns and follow and flow to cities, and can find passage through the urban sprawl that others would miss. When you are not in combat, you and your companions, if you're leading, can travel between any two locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow. Not a bad little thing.
No, and not all of them are mind blowing, but they're nice little flavorable ways to improve your character.
Right. It does give you some more proficiencies, like this one here, or urchin, gives you sleight of hand and stealth. You also gain tool proficiencies in disguise kit and thieves tools. And it gives you a little bit of extra equipment. I mean, obviously, if you're playing vanilla D&D, rules is written straight out of the book, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. I've played campaigns that did that, and they're fun. It is a relatively well balanced game. Sure, there's infamous ways of breaking everything.
Oh,
However,
absolutely.
you know, having a small knife, a set of common clothes, and a pouch containing 10 gold. Not a bad way to start a campaign.
No.
And you're going to get personality, like you said, personality traits, ideals, flaws, bonds, kind of make your character more of a person.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you can always make up your own background. I'm sure whoever's running the campaign will be more than happy to work with you. And you've worked with me in the past with different backgrounds.
Oh,
Just,
absolutely.
I don't even think we even use I know Little Pooper and Arrow do, but I don't think I've ever actually used not ever, but it's been a long time since I used the background that's straight out of the book. Other than with Proto, but that was just because it gave me the alert feat,
Right.
which is amazing. An Arrow with her background gave her the tough feat, so she's gaining extra hit points every level. She's getting those 2 hit points every level now, which, believe it or not, was relatively hard to code in her Excel sheet. It kept trying to give her like 25 hit points. I'm like, no, she only has 22. And as a sorcerer, only being a D6 for hit points, that's actually a lot considering your second level.
Right.
But then again, she has a really good Constitution modifier. These kids are really starting to learn that a high Constitution is a very important thing.
They are learning it. I'm very happy about that. Especially the spellcasters that concentrate on spells.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we talked about Urchin. I mean, there's all the ones that are in the player's handbook, and there's a whole bunch of them. And we'll go through some of them because some of them are really nice. Like for flavor, I always liked Folk Hero.
Folk Hero is a pretty good one.
This is nice because you get rustic hospitality. Since you come from the ranks of common folk, you fit in amongst them with ease. You can find a place to hide, rest, or reciprocate among the commoners, unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them. They will shield you from the law or anyone searching from you, and they will not risk their lives for you. But like, yeah, okay, I just stole something. I need a place to kind of hide. Hey, can I like hide out here for a couple hours? Yeah, sure. Come on in.
Right.
Um, and then you have to pick your defining event. I stood up to a tyrant's agents. I saved people during a natural disaster. There's 10 of them here. So I stood alone against a terrible monster. I stole from a corrupt merchant to help the poor. Okay, so like if you're playing like a Robin Hood, led a militia to fight off an invading army, broke into a tyrant's castle and stole weapons to arm the people. I trained peasantry to use farm implements and weapons against tyrant soldiers. A lord rescinded an unpopular decree after I led a symbolic act to protest against it. Tiger says his character rushes into things after having a couple drinks. Um,
We actually have a character right now who is emulating the spirit of Leroy Jenkins.
yes. Yes. That is going to be very interesting.
It really is.
And as much as Leroy Jenkins was a paladin in the video, and if you haven't seen the video, I highly recommend just doing a quick YouTube search. It's from World of Warcraft. It's
Yeah,
absolutely
even if you don't play, it's great.
it's absolutely hysterical. It really is. But we ended up making them a frenzy berserker barbarian because, in my opinion, I think that offers to do what they want to do with that character. I think it offers the better option. They're going to get the
It
resistance to
does.
bludgeoning, slashing. They're going to get 3 attacks. At what 5th level? They're going to get 3 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, this coming level they get 2 because you make one as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be careful though, because when they use their frenzy, they do gain 1 level of exhaustion.
That is true. Now, the first level of exhaustion isn't 100% debilitating.
No, it's disadvantage on skills and ability checks.
Right, which
Not a
isn't
big deal.
too extreme. No, you can go with 1 level of exhaustion pretty safely.
Right, but when you start getting into 2nd level, 3rd level, I mean, what is it? 5 levels, you're dead.
It
Um,
becomes crippling.
yeah, but you could literally rage yourself to death.
Yeah.
Now, the cool thing about being a frenzy berserker barbarian is once you get up into the higher levels, you can't be dominated, you can't be charmed, um, at least until the rage is over. And if they are charmed and enter a rage, the effect ends. So that is one very nice thing about being a frenzy berserker barbarian. So you get 3 attacks at 5th level because you automatically get 2 just being 5th level, and then you get that extra one as a bonus action.
Right.
But anyways, we're not here to talk about barbarians. We're here to talk about backgrounds.
Right.
But yeah, we've had many a character run into combat, standing out in the middle of a field, and the bad guy got the best of them. Right, little pooper? Oh, he's not standing here any longer. All right, so I like the bonds and the flaws of a character. What does this person stand for? Like, why are they doing what they're doing? And their flaw, like, what is it that makes them like well, to for lack of a better word, human. Now, obviously, these backgrounds work with any race, um, but what is their flaw? It's and that's going to change based on what background you pick, or what the heck. If you find one you like, use it. Does it really matter? All right, let's talk about one of these heroic ones. I want to hear some of these like heroic backgrounds.
Yeah, no problem. So we've got a few to choose from. I'll actually let you pick to start us off.
I'll just
I'll
pick
read
one.
down the list to you. Okay. Demigod.
Ooh, okay.
Now remember, these are for heroic characters. Um, so they're a little bit different, but it should be pretty cool. I'd like to incorporate them if anyone would like to take one. Just because I feel like just what they are gives your character a lot more purpose.
Okay.
So here's the demigod. You were born from the union of a mortal with an entity of great power, such as a god, archfiend, or powerful demigod. Relationships between mortals and deities rarely end well and often result in the death of the mortal parent. As a demigod, you possess great but not unlimited power. You have a longer lifespan and might earn immortality if you please your divine parent. True ASMR and tieflings make natural choices for demigod characters. When creating your character, think about the relationship with your divine parent. Does the deity welcome you as an heir, ignore you, or view you with contempt and shame? Do others know about your extraordinary lineage? Do you crave the worship of mortals or view it as a nuisance?
Hmm. All right. So you want to play like Hercules or something like that?
Exactly. Skill proficiencies. You actually get 3 with heroic backgrounds.
Oh, okay.
You get insight and religion,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can choose one between acrobatics and athletics.
Oh.
For languages, we have one of your choice, plus one from among abyssal, celestial, and infernal.
Oh, wow.
For
Okay.
equipment,
So I guess
yeah,
depending
so you
upon
get
who
the
you pick,
language.
yeah, whoever you pick
Yep.
is your father or mother, I guess. Interesting.
For equipment, you get one set of fine clothes, an amulet bearing the symbol of your divine parent, and a belt pouch containing 15 gold.
Oh, so you get a little extra gold too.
Now, that's not all of these backgrounds. Most of them are just 10 gold.
Hmm.
So the feature is called the Adoration of Worshippers.
Okay.
Mortals who worship your divine parent recognize you as a being worthy of worship yourself. You and your adventuring canyon companions expect to receive free healing and lodging from the faithful. Attracting enough worshippers might allow you to descend to godhood, but might also incur the wrath of your divine parent.
Hmm.
So the ability is kind of open ended. But I feel like these backgrounds in particular have a lot of roleplay potential.
Well, I mean, being worshipped as a god is definitely has its advantages and definitely disadvantages.
Yes, because if your god has opposition, then you will face that opposition.
Like you go into a town or a small city and they worship basically the opposite. Yeah, might not go over very well.
No, not at all.
Or the other, on the other side of the coin too, you walk into a place and they worship your father. Um, do you really want to reveal your identity?
Exactly.
So there becomes a whole nother thing to to keep your identity hidden, but at the same time, you're trying to help these people.
Right.
And people go ape shit when they run into somebody they worship. I mean, look what happens to like celebrities and stuff. But now you're facing down, somebody who thinks you're an actual god. or or even better yet, you are like the son or the offspring of one of these great deities, but you have absolutely no powers. Like you're just basically playing like a lonely little fighter.
Right.
And they're like, please, I need you to heal me. Well, I can't do that. Like, you know, I'm not a
I could
cleric.
kill something for you.
I can put him out of his misery, but not in the way that you want me to. Huh.
So yeah, like I said, it's pretty cool, especially for role play purposes. And most of these are great for role play purposes.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah, definitely like that one. Um, Here's one that I like. It's from Spelljammer, Wild Spacer. This is actually the one Arrow took.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You were raised in the void of wild space, home to asteroid miners, moon farmers, and other hardy folk. Perhaps you grew up in a fair-flung settlement such as the Rock of Brawl, or you spent your early years on the crew of a spelljamming ship, performing helpful chores such as swabbing the deck, loading and offloading cargo, and scraping barnacles off the hull. Whenever your history, life, and wild space has toughened you so well that you're brave as a miniature giant space hamster when it comes to facing the terrors and other challenges of the airless night. So she gets
Very
athletic.
cool opening.
Yeah. Yeah. Now she gets athletic and survival for her proficiencies. She gets a set of navigator tools and she's proficient in vehicles. So
Oh, so
she can drive the ship.
yep, spell jamming helms. That's a vehicle.
Yep. Yep. Um she gets a lot of really good equipment here. Belaying pin, a club, set of traveler's clothes, grappling hook, 50 feet of hemp rope, a pouch containing 10 gold. Um, and then this is where she gets her tough feat, wild space
Which,
adaptation.
yeah,
Yep, you gain the tough feat. In addition, you learned how to adapt to zero gravity. Being weightless does not give you disadvantage on any of your melee attack rolls.
nope.
So in the tough
And
feat,
go
you were
ahead.
saying? Well, I was just going to say the tough feat, your hit point maximum increases by an amount equal to twice your level when you gain this feat. Now, unfortunately, she gained this at level 1. So she gained a whole whopping 2 extra hit points. And then whenever gain hit points, your hit point maximum increases by an additional 2 hit points. So for every level, she gets an additional 2. Now, the fun thing about that, the nice thing about it is, and we've talked about this in the past when we talked about sorcerers, because that's what she's playing. She's playing what is it?
Tabaxi.
No, no, she's playing an elf. Um,
Oh, that's right. I don't think I caught what kind of elf.
I don't think we actually wrote it down. She
Okay.
really couldn't make a decision, and I'm like, all right, you're an elf. Um, but she is playing. I'm trying to think what type of sorcerer. It's like a shadow sorcerer. So she could do like some really cool stuff when it's in like dark and dim light.
That's cool.
Um, but the thing about a sorcerer is they're only a D6 hit dice. Well,
Right.
this brings her up to a D8 because she's
Yep.
gaining Well, we're doing maximum hit points. In Spelljammer, these are powerful characters. We're doing max heals. We're doing max hit points when you level up. So you're adding your hit dice plus your constitution modifier, and there you go.
Right.
Now, she would only gain, I think she has a +3 to constitution. So she would only gain 6, 7, 8, 9 hit points, while everybody else would be gaining 11. Well, now she's doing 11 because of this tough feat, because she gains an additional 2 hit points in each level. That's actually really good. Now, normally you'd want to take this tough feat for like one of your last feats. Your level 16 or level 18 ability score increase. But when you're getting it right off the bat, not a bad deal, especially for free through your background.
Yeah, and that's kind of unheard of. There might not be any other backgrounds that offer a free feat.
There is another one. I'm trying to think of what it is, because the one background that I used gave me the alert feat.
Oh, okay.
And I don't remember what it was. I'm gonna have to pull up that character sheet and check it out. Um it wasn't Smuggler, was it? No, that wasn't me. I think Billy actually played a smuggler at one time, didn't he?
I believe he did.
Oh, it was was it Haunted? No, it wasn't Haunted one. No, that was Little Pooper that did that. Um Gotta enlarge my screen here a little bit more so I can read. I feel like an old man. Oh,
Yeah, I'm getting there.
I can't read. Oh well, it doesn't really matter right now. Alrighty, so what's your next background there, Mr. Faust?
The next heroic background I'm going to go with is Traveler Out of Time.
Okay.
This would be really cool in the campaign that we're presently playing for the final climactic battle.
Mm-hmm.
So you hail not only from another land, but from another time. Powerful magic, advanced technology, or the will of a deity has transported you to the far future or distant past to the present day.
Okay.
Most worlds contain ruins of lost civilizations. The secrets of creating magic items and of casting the most powerful spells has disappeared from the world, but not for you. You bring ancient and wondrous power. Some extant accounts tell of visits from the future. People in your time create wonders of their own, fueled by a combination of science and magic. When creating your character, think about the world you left and about the reasons for your appearance in the current campaign setting. Did you use magic to travel through time, or did technology make your journey possible? Do people in your timeline routinely travel through unimaginable gulfs of time and space, or have you alone discovered the secrets of time travel? Do you possess the ability to travel back to your own time, or have you made a one-way trip? Did you come with accurate information on the world you would visit, or only accounts filled with half-truths and vague suppositions?
Hmm.
So their skill proficiencies are Arcana, +1 among history, medicine, nature, religion, and survival. You get 2 languages of your choice, a set of traveler's clothes, a set of clothes fashionable in your time period, a tiny clockwork device, and a belt pouch containing 10 gold pieces.
Okay.
But this is where I think it's cool. You carry a great secret from the past or future. If you came from the past, you have advanced knowledge from the ancient civilization. If you came from the future, you know about an imminent event of great importance, such as a cataclysm, war, or plague. Have you come to
Hmm.
prevent a catastrophe or to set it in motion for the greater good? Work with your game master to develop the details of your knowledge and its impact on the campaign. Um, so the way I'm seeing this is someone from the future coming back to the party
Mm-hmm.
aware of that final confrontation.
This would have been really good for the campaign we're running. We're running right now.
This would be outstanding for the campaign we're running right now.
Because they're about to have a cataclysmic event happen.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
And the group is going to be partially responsible for it too, which I think just makes it even better.
Oh my god, of
Yo,
course it does.
Kai, what's going on, man? Yeah, I can't wait until they're like, the we're combining the last campaign that we ran with the Spelljammer. So the old campaign left off with the main bad guy, Jadis, um, who is going from world to world, from reality to reality, opening portals to summon Cthulhu. And the characters in the last campaign, during the last session, we started an hourglass. And we said, everything we do from this point on, as soon as we turn this hourglass on, is in character and something's going to happen. If you run out of
Yep, that's
time,
all we told him.
you ran out of time. If you make it in time, you made it in time. And it actually turned out perfectly. They got to where we needed them to be right as the hourglass ran out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
And what
timing couldn't have been any more spot on.
he opened the portal and just basically had a big thing about, how they're too late. He's going to complete his goals, you know, and this guy is he's a humanoid necromancer um who originally just started out exploring with a druid buddy of his. Um, and then somewhere along the lines, he picked up the wrong book and basically got corrupted by Cthulhu. So
Yep.
now not only is he a level 30 or level 20 wizard, he's also got 10 levels of warlock, the great old one patron. So he needs to basically open these portals so Cthulhu can suck the life out of these planets or these universes in order to come back to the mortal planes.
Right.
And yeah, he opened a portal up. They had no idea where this portal was going. And he basically is like, "You're too late," and fell backwards through the portal. Now the group hasn't,
And of course, my character took the lead and jumped right through the portal first in hopes that everyone would follow.
and there was a little bit of hesitation, but they ended up all coming through. Um, but he ended up he's now in the Spelljammer the wizard Jadis is now in Spelljammer, and they just ran into him on Sunday. We didn't play Friday night; we played Sunday, and they're going to take him to the bad zone where the summoning tower is to open the portal to bring Cthulhu through. And the cool thing is, like, they don't know this, but there's going to be multiple characters from multiple events. The old characters from the other campaign, the characters are currently playing now in Spelljammer, and possibly even the original Spelljammer characters,
Mhm.
all coming back at the end of the campaign, which we're taking to level 30. So they're going to have 3, possibly 4 sets of characters at level 30 going to be fighting Cthulhu in multiple realms, multiple timelines. I think I calculated it out to like 17 different battles taking place at one time.
Yeah, this is a combat that could very well take us a month easily to complete.
And I have an awesome idea on how we can to do this, but we'll talk about that later. Um but yeah, again, we got really sidetracked, but we had plenty of time. It's only 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we're good. No, and it all came from this background, so I don't see that as a wasted conversation.
No, no, not at all. Um but yeah, it's I mean, you could see reading down through these backgrounds can give you a really good idea of even what type of character you want to play. You know, you don't always have to start with a race or a
Even a class.
class. Exactly. Read down through the backgrounds. What speaks to you? Like, what just jumps out and smacks you over the head and says, hey, I'm going to make a really cool character for you. And then just go from there. Um, but yeah, no, it's I did find the background that I was thinking of. You reminded me when you said ruins.
Okay.
Because it's the background ruined. It's from the Book of Many Things. Everything was going so well. You had a life of luxury, love, comfort, and you suddenly lost it all. Perhaps you were framed for crimes you didn't commit, lost your reputation, fortune, and career. Maybe a rampaging dragon or another monster wiped out everything you had in a single calamitous afternoon. Or you might have sought out a deck of many things, hoping to make your successful life even more glorious, only to draw a destructive card that changes your destiny forever. Which odds are that's probably what happened. Um, yeah, don't screw with the deck of many things, but we'll talk about that some other time. Your desperation has driven you to the career of an adventurer. You don't seek out dark dungeons and monstrous inhabitants for excitement and glory. You do it because every other path is closed to you. But you have risen high on fortune's wheel once before, and with luck and fortitude, you can do so again. The character I was playing was a warforged wizard, necromancer wizard. Um, yeah, this was Proto, and I love this
He was
background.
he was an awesome character.
He was a human that got transferred into this robotic body. You know, his soul was plucked from his human form, put in this robotic body. He woke up with no memories of where he was, what was going on, and was just basically looking for answers. He was a doctor. He wanted to help people. Um, he was extremely interested in anatomy. There was a couple of times
Hmm.
where, you know, a fallen bad guy and he would just disembowel them right there on the floor of the tavern, which,
Right.
you know, was kind of a, oh crap, yeah, probably shouldn't be doing that right here. But it kind of fitting because a robot or an android or a mechanical person wouldn't really think of the whole, oh yeah, probably want to do this like where people can't see me doing this. Um, but you get skill proficiency, stealth, and survival, which is always good to have. Survival, especially. You get an extra language. You get a language of your choice. You get gaming. You get a gaming set and equipment: a cracked hourglass, a set of rusty manacles, a half-empty bottle, a hunting trap, a gaming set, a set of traveler's clothes, and a pouch containing 13 gold. Um, but the really good feature about this is still standing. You have weathered misfortune and you possess hidden reserves others don't expect. You gain the alert, skilled, or tough feat. Your choice. Your choice of feat reflects how you've dealt with a terrible loss that has changed your life forever. If you've kept your senses sharp for every opportunity and climbed your way out of misery by seizing the tiniest scrap of hope, choose alert. If you've redoubled your efforts to reclaim what once was yours, choose skilled. If you stoically preserve through your misfortune, select tough. So yeah, you actually get your choice of 3 different feats there, which is awesome. And there's
Hmm.
other stuff here. It's you get a personality trait, obviously. There's some trinkets here. One of the ones that kind of a yellowed humanoid tooth that whispers eerily when placed under a pillow. It's kind of one of the
Yeah.
things there. What I had was a bauble once imbued with powerful magic. It just so happened to be the device that transferred his soul from his human body into the robotic body.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I mean, this background spoke to me for that character.
Right. Yeah, it was pretty spot on too.
Mm-hmm. All right, what's next? What else do you have in store for us?
All right, let's see here. We did Traveler Out of Time and we did Demigod.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do Risen Legend. You performed great deeds and acts of heroism in the past. Now, in a time of dire need, you were resurrected by a deity or powerful spellcaster. You are not undead, but the strain of resurrection has weakened you. You can regain your former power if given time. Risen legends most often return to life to fulfill a specific purpose. They may return to accomplish a task that they have failed to complete in life, or to vanquish an ancient evil that they fought long ago. When creating your character, think about the deeds that made you a legend in your former life and how the world has changed in your absence. Do most people alive today still know your name, or has your story survived only in ancient tomes and manuscripts? Do the stories exaggerate your deeds, tell the truth, or perhaps underestimate your true greatness? Do current customs and fashions seem strange to you? Does anyone you knew still live?
Hmm.
So for the skills, they get history and intimidation,
Okay.
and their choice of arcana, athletics, or deception.
Hmm.
Languages, one of your choice. However, the language is archaic and sounds strange to people alive today.
Interesting.
And for equipment, they gain one set of traveler's clothes, a time worn memento from their former life, and a belt pouch containing 10 gold pieces. Their feature is called Enduring Hero. The forces that returned you to life have some limited power to keep you from dying again. If you would die, whether from failing a third death saving throw, taking massive damage, or suffering an effect that causes an instant death, roll a d20. On a roll of 10 or higher, you become stable, but unconscious. If you are not healed, you regain 1 hit point after 1d4 hours. This power wanes once you complete the task for which you return to life. Work with your DM to absolve this ability.
Oh, wow. What background is this called again?
It's called the Risen Legend.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Again, more roleplay. That's what I get out of this. I mean, I know their ability is a little powerful if you roll a 10 or higher. Um, but
Well,
from an acting standpoint, being a resurrected hero who's done great deeds already, who's a part of history, would be pretty awesome.
combine that with the Revenant race that we talked about last week.
Oh, that would be just perfect.
That sounds like a really fun character.
It
Ooh,
does,
you know
doesn't it?
what?
What's that?
It almost sounds like Dorian Gray.
Wow. I love your reference right now.
Yeah, you'd almost have a Dorian Gray character if you were to combine the Revenant race with that background.
Oh, you would. The two would go hand in hand so perfectly.
Hmm. Because even if you were to die, you're only going to spring back up again in a couple of hours.
Right.
And yeah, huh? Or not? Maybe not even Dorian Gray. Oh, what was his name? The guy from Africa, the crack shot. Oh, I need to watch League of Extraordinary Gentlemen again.
You know what? I do too. Every time I see it come up in my stream, I think to myself, I gotta watch that, and I never do.
It's one of those movies. I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched it the whole way through. Like I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've seen the entire movie. I've just never
Right.
actually seen it in one sitting. Um, but it's one of those movies like you can debate: is it a good movie? Is it a bad movie? Eh. Um, I don't know. I liked it, but then again, when it comes to movies, I'm not hard to please. Alrighty. Is there anything else with the Risen Hero?
No, that's about it. Pretty cool mechanical ability, a lot of roleplay potential.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So there's another one here in for Spelljammer, the Astral Drifter. For longer you can than
Oh,
Yep, for longer than you can remember, you have traversed the astral sea. There you experienced firsthand the wonders of the silver void. You stopped aging and no longer felt hunger or thirst. Driven by a wanderlust, you drifted from one part of the astral sea to another like a mote of dust on the wind. You have lost count of the decades that have passed since you arrived here. In your travels, you have camped on the petrified hulks of dead gods, and narrowly escaped psychic winds that sweep across the astral sea, while also avoiding the prolonged contact with the plane's most dangerous, uh, doesn't it? Or, well, yeah. So you're gaining insight and religion. Okay. You gain two languages of your choice. They definitely recommend Celestial and Gith. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Set of traveler's clothes, a diary, an ink pen, a bottle of ink, and a pouch containing 10 gold. Longevity, you are 20d6 years older than you look because you spent
Yeah,
that
that
much time in the astral sea without aging.
I just like that. That is so cool.
You gain the magic innate feat and must choose a cleric for the feat. So another one that gives you a feat, and just what it is. It's out of the player's handbook. Choose a class: bard, cleric, druid, sorcerer, warlock, or wizard. You learn two cantrips for your choice of that spell's list. In addition, choose one first level spell from the same list using this feat. Now it says you must choose cleric. You can cast the spell once at its lowest level, and you must finish a long rest before you can cast it this way again. Your spell casting ability for these spells depends on the class you choose, so it would be Wisdom for cleric. But yeah, no, you're going to gain a first level spell and two cantrips out of the cleric, toolbook. So you could do
Guiding bolt,
everything.
46 damage right there.
Yeah. Guiding bolt. I was thinking like for cantrips, you can do. Oh God, there's so many.
Thaumaturgy
Um,
is a good one.
Thaumaturgy is an excellent one. We've talked about that in the past. Definitely a must-have. Um, Toll the Dead is a great
Mm,
damaging cantrip.
it's a hit or miss, but it's big damage if you hit.
So depending upon what you're already playing, if you're playing, I could see a sorcerer kind of taking this background. Um,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know
I could
what?
definitely see that.
If you played a cleric, you gain an additional first level spell and two extra cantrips.
Yes, you would.
Not a bad thing. So, and one of the reasons you get these abilities is you've encountered some type of deity. And then there's a list of 10 different deities here. You just roll the d10 or just even pick one. Um, it says here work with your DM to identify a more suitable choice. So there's a whole list. I'm not going to go through them all. But yeah, that's pretty, not a bad background. I definitely recommend playing through um, Spelljammer if you haven't already done so.
Hmm. This kind of has me wondering something.
Hmm.
So the new D&D book, D&D 1, D&D Next, I'm not sure what they're calling it,
Mm-hmm.
is coming out fairly soon, if it hasn't come out already. I haven't checked on that. I know we're getting really close to the release, though. Um,
Yes. I think it's like next Monday or something.
okay. I do want to pick up a copy of that to see if any of the classes have improved. I know Druid was a downgrade, so we'd keep, obviously, the Druid that we have. But the rest might be interesting. But that's not my point. Spelljammer came at the end of D&D 5e. when D&D Next wasn't far off from being put out.
Right.
And both of the Spelljammer backgrounds have feats.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if maybe all of the backgrounds won't have feats in the upcoming book.
I never understood why they wouldn't to begin with. It feats are great. And obviously there's some that are better than others. And we've talked
Right.
about those in the past. Um, but I don't see anything wrong with gaining a feat based on your background. Like soldier, for instance. You know, there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to pick from, say, like polearm master or shield master.
Right, or heavy armor proficiency.
Exactly. You get the like gladiator. Okay, they all right. Gladiator for sure. You know, um, again, polearm master, sentinel, things
Tavern
like
Brawler.
tavern brawler, perfect for a gladiator.
Yep.
Um, yeah, like criminal. Okay. What's the one where you gain the additional skills? Um, that type of thing. It's
Oh. Um. Oh, I can't think of it.
right. Hold on. Let's beats. Oh, skill expert. Derp. you know,
Skill expert, of
yeah,
course.
exactly. You can pick up a couple extra skills. What thief can't use a couple extra skills?
Right.
That type of thing. It's and especially with these other backgrounds that we've looked at that give you a feat, they're not overpowered.
They're not. They're all balanced very appropriately. I'm thinking we implement this.
Hmm.
I know it seems like for a low power campaign, it would give the characters too much of an edge, but definitely for a high power campaign, that free feat would be exceptionally helpful.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you picked one that like fits the background that you picked.
Oh, exactly.
Alrighty. So what's another background that's on your list, Mr. Faust?
All right, I'm looking. Okay, this one's called Chosen Champion.
Oh, okay.
For reasons that may be unknown to you, a deity or otherworldly being has blessed you as their favored emissary. With this blessing comes amazing power that grows with time. Most chosen individuals receive their calling at birth or during adolescence. Choose a god, a pantheon of gods, or an extraplanar being as the source of your power. Work with your game master to select a being appropriate to your campaign setting. At your game master's discretion, you can choose this background without choosing a deity. If you choose this option, then a desire to learn the source of your power might serve as a strong bond and motivation for you to develop an adventuring life. When creating your character, think about your relationship with your benefactor. Do you have an obligation to perform a particular service or quest? What consequences, if any, will befall you if you displease your deity?
Hmm.
So, for skills, we have perception plus your choice of arcana or religion.
Okay.
You get one language of your choice. For equipment, we have one set of traveler's clothes, a letter of recommendation from a noteworthy scholar, and a
Oh,
pouch containing 10 gold pieces.
okay.
So their ability is called erudite contacts.
Mm-hmm.
In the course of your journey to understand the origins of your power and the reason for your calling, you have formed a bond of friendship with a renowned scholar. The scholar takes an interest in your quest and assists you with research on ancient lore. If you present your scholar's letter of recommendation at a great library, university, or school of magical study, they will offer assistance by answering any questions within their area of expertise. If the scholar normally charges for their services, then you pay half of the standard rate.
Oh, okay. Great way to get information.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Definitely room for role playing there.
Oh yeah.
So kind of like a warlock without all the fun spell casting.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
But you get a really nifty piece of paper.
You do.
All right. Well, here's one Little Pooper used for one of his characters a while ago, and
Okay.
I thought it was fun. The haunted one.
Ooh, this was good.
You had basically his shadow. I think it was trying to get him or something like that. I forget exactly what it was.
No, that's exactly it.
Um, you were haunted by something so terrible you dare not speak of it. You tried to bury it and run away from it to no avail. Whatever this thing is that haunts you, it can't be slain with a sword or banished with a spell. It might come to you as a shadow on the wall, a blood curdling nightmare, a memory that refuses to die, or a demonic whisper in the dark. The burden has taken its toll, isolating you from most people and making you question your sanity. You must find a way to overcome it before it destroys you. And this is from Curse of Strahd,
Mhm.
which I think is actually the campaign we were playing, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
So you're going to get two skill proficiencies: Arcana, Investigation, Religion, or Survivals, which you get to pick from. Unfortunately, there's no tool proficiencies. You get to learn two languages, one of which being an exotic language: Abyssal, Celestial, Deep Speech, Draconic, or Infernal, Primordial, Sylvan, or Undercommon. So not a bad deal there. As equipment, you get a Monster Hunter's pack, one trinket of special significance, and a set of common clothes, and one silver piece. So, and then you have your heroine event. Prior to becoming an adventurer, your path in life was determined by one dark moment, one faithful decision, or one tragedy. Now you feel a darkness threatening to consume you, and you fear there may be no hope of escape. Choose a harrowing event that haunts you, or roll on the harrowing events table. You have your classic: a monster slaughtered dozens of innocent people, spared your life, and you don't know why. Somebody's been watching a little too much of Aliens 3. Um, you were born under a dark star. You can feel it watching you cold, distantly. Sometimes it beckons you in the dead of night. Apparition that haunts your family for generation now haunts you. You don't know what it wants, and it won't leave you alone. Your family has a history of practicing the dark arts. You dabbled once and felt something horrible clutch at your soul, whereupon you fled in terror. And Oni took your sibling one cold, dark night, and you are unable to stop it. You are cursed with, like, I love this one. You were cursed with lycanthropy and later cured. You're now haunted by the innocents you slaughtered. A hag kidnapped and raised you. You escape, but the hag still has magical hold over you. It fills your mind with evil thoughts. You opened an eldritch tome and saw things unfit for the sane mind. You burned the book, but its words, images is burned into your psyche. A friend possessed you as a child. You were locked away but escaped. The fiend is still inside you, but now tries to keep it locked away. You did terrible things to avenge the murder of someone you loved. You became a monster, and it haunts you. Haunts your waking dreams. So, and there's some really good bonds. There's some really good flaws, ideals, and personality traits to go along with this.
Do you want to read Heart of Darkness?
Oh, sure. Those who look into your eyes can see that you have faced imaginable horror and that you are no stranger to darkness. Though they might fear you, commoners will extend you very courteous will extend you very courteously and do their utmost to help you. Unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them, they will even take up arms to fight alongside you, should you find yourself facing an enemy alone.
Mhm. I can see this being so useful in the village of Barovia and in Valakai.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
See, I wasn't told of this ability when Little Pooper made the character, so I had no idea that this part of it existed.
I didn't know until just now either.
Because that would have absolutely changed up the role play a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you're playing Curse of Strahd, nice one to try out. I mean, this could fit in a lot of different situations. Anywhere where you're having, you know, townsfolk, or this could fit almost any campaign, honestly.
Yeah, it really could.
But no, I like the
And
whole
yes, go
haunted
ahead.
thing. Oh, you see, I like the whole haunted thing.
Yeah, that
Alrighty.
was fun for me. It was his shadow that was haunting him.
Ah. Alrighty. Go ahead with the next one there, Mr. Faust, and I'm going to be right back.
Certainly. Okay, this is the last one of the heroic backgrounds. It's called Altered Form. You started life as an ordinary child who was later altered by some means, such as by exposure to a confluence of magical energy, a special potion, or a planar anomaly. You may have stumbled upon the power yourself, or received your power as a result of a parent's encounter with strange forces. To determine the source of your powers, roll on the table below and choose from the options provided. So it's a d6 roll. The alteration source, number 1, alchemical experimentation. 2, font of magical energy. 3, encounter with a deity. 4, planar anomaly. 5, passed on from parents. Or 6, unknown. When creating your character, think about the events that led to your alteration. Did the alteration occur by accident or through an intentional act? Were you viewed with fear, scorn, or awe after you manifested your powers? Do you view your powers as a blessing, as a curse, or with indifference? So the skill proficiencies, intimidation, +1 from among medicine, stealth, and survival. Languages, one of your choice. And the equipment, a set of common clothes including a hood, and a belt pouch containing 10 gold pieces. And here's their feature. It's called Astonishing Alteration. This is pretty cool. Your altered form can impress or horrify the unwary.
Uh-oh,
If
we
your
may have lost Mr. Faust.
What's that?
Unless it's my headphones.
Testing.
Are you there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I went out to the kitchen to grab something to drink and my headphones cut out. And I don't know if they didn't reconnect right or.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, do you want me to reread what you didn't hear?
No, it's fine. It was just that last little bit. I got to the point where do you resent your powers? And then my headphones cut out.
Okay. All right. So, skill proficiencies, we've got intimidation, +1 from among medicine, stealth, and survival. For languages, we have one of your choice. And for equipment, we have a set of common clothes, including a hood, and a belt pouch containing 10 gold pieces. Now, this feature is called Astonishing Alteration. Your altered form can impress or horrify the unwary. If your power disfigures you, then you have advantage on charisma intimidation checks the first time you interact with someone. If your power makes you more attractive or awe-inspiring, you instead have advantage on charisma persuasion checks the first time you interact with someone.
Oh, okay. I like that.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I definitely like that.
Yeah, you can go one of two ways. Because I can see Felix being the kind of character that's going to intimidate people.
Very much so. I believe I did give her. I believe I did give her intimidation as a skill.
That'll be a good one for them.
But yeah, that's always. It's always fun to roll an intimidation or a deception or some of that nature.
Right.
Alrighty. Do, 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 do. Interesting. I don't see. There's a background I know we've used a couple of times. And I'm not seeing it here on the wiki, and that's Fey Touched.
Fey Touched, yes. Little Pooper used it once.
Yes, he used it. I think I even used it. I even used it at one point. Oh, it's a feat. Okay, maybe I'm thinking Fey Lost then. Yes, that's what it is. Fey Lost.
Stay Lost is one of my favorite backgrounds.
Oh, I forgot to ask. Were you done with that last one there?
I was, yes.
Okay. All right. I didn't want to just be like, all right, let's go to a next one here. And you're like, wait, I got like two more things to talk about here.
No, it's all good.
All right. So, Fey Lost. You grew up in the Feywild after disappearing from your home plane as a child. Perhaps you were spirited away by a kindly Fey who thought you were destined for great things. Perhaps you stumbled through a Fey crossing by chance during a twilight stroll in the woods. Perhaps you were kidnapped by an evil Fey but escaped from their clutches. Whatever the manner your disappearance, you gradually fell under the Feywild spell and learned a little about nature of the miracle tricksters that dwell there. When you finally returned to your home plane, you did not come back unchanged. You are haunted by the fact that Fadewile, a mirror of the world hidden behind mere twists of perception, is only a hair's breadth away. Although your memories of the Feywild grow fainter with each passing day, your heart still swells with a mixture of fear and joy at the prospect of one day venturing back to the plane of fairy, your home away from home.
So
So,
cool.
this is from the Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
That was a fun campaign.
Oh, we did play that, didn't we?
We did.
That was a very short campaign.
It was. I had a blast, though.
So let's see here. Skill proficiencies, deception, survival. Tool proficiencies, you get one type of musical instrument. Languages, your choice of Elvish, Gnomish, Goblin, or Sylvan. Equipment, a musical instrument, yada, yada, yada. Set of traveler's clothes, 3 trinkets determined by the rolling Feywild trinkets table, and a pouch containing 8 gold. I like the Fey mark. You are transformed in some small way by your stay in the Feywild and gained a Fey mark, determined by rolling the Fey mark table. There's only 8 options here, but your eyes swirl with incandescent colors. You have sweet scent like the nectar or honey. You have long whiskers like those of a cat. Your ears are covered with soft tufts of fur. Your skin sparkles in moonlight. Flowers will either bloom or wilt, your choice, in your presence. Your hair is made of vines or brambles and grows back to normal length within 1 hour of being cut. You have a tail that like you have a tail like that of a dog or another animal.
Mm-hmm.
So those are fun. You know, it adds a little thing. People, oh, well, something to differentiate you. A little bit of a, again, just like it says, a little mark there. You also get a Feywild visitor. And so basically, whenever you're asleep or in a deep trance, you might get a visit from a spirit. No harm ever comes to you. Such results of the visit. It can last for minutes or hours. And you remember each visit when you wake up. Conversations that occur with a visitor can contain any number of things, from messages and insights to nonsense and red herrings, all at the DM's discretion. Such conversations are always concluded in a language you can understand, even if the Feywild visitor you know, can't speak that language normally.
Right.
Can't speaking that language normally is how it's written, and I'm like, that no grammar right. um, and it's fun. You get a couple things here. So any awakened creature, beast, or ordinary plant, centaur, dryad, a fairy dragon, a pixie, a stater, a spirit, or a unicorn are some of the things that can be your visitor.
Mm-hmm.
Feywild connection. Your mannerisms and knowledge of the Fey customs are recognized by natives to the Feywild, who see you as one of their own. Because of this, friendly Fey creatures are inclined to come to you and aid if you are lost or need help in the Feywild. And then, of course, you have your personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws after that. And again, there's some really great options there. It's just too many to really kind of go over. Um, it's a fun little background. Um,
It it honestly gives you a lot of stuff. I mean, none of it really mechanically interesting, but it's just so cool.
mhm. I like the eyes swirl with iridescent colors.
I think that's my favorite one too.
That or the flowers bloom or wilt.
Yeah, to have that kind of power, I would love that.
I think I'd have to go bloom.
Oh, I'd go Bloom. Unless I was trying to intimidate someone.
Hmm. Now your choice. I wonder, is it like a one-time thing or is it something you can change at will? Um, but no, I mean it again, a lot of these backgrounds are great if you're trying to get an idea of a character that you want to play. All right, so we're through all the heroic backgrounds.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Is there anything
Yeah,
else?
is there anything else what?
Well, I mean, is there any other backgrounds you want to talk about that?
Let me take a peek here. Okay, looking. I know there are a few that I was really interested in.
Okay.
Ironically, I was going to do Fey Lost.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Oh, no worries, Tiger. No worries.
I've never seen this one before, but I'm just gonna go with it.
Sure.
It is called The Urban Bounty Hunter.
You want to know what background I have pulled up on my computer right now?
Same thing?
Yep. I said the
Wow.
same thing. I'm like, I've never seen that one before. Great minds think alike, but fools rarely differ, right?
Yeah. All right, let's get into this. Before you became an adventurer, your life was already full of conflict and excitement because you made a living tracking down people for pay. Unlike some people who collect bounties, though, you aren't a savage who follows quarry into or through the wilderness. You're involved in a lucrative trade in the place where you live that routinely tests your skills and survival instincts. What's more, you aren't alone, as a bounty hunter in the wild would be. You routinely interact with both the criminal subculture and the other bounty hunters, maintaining contacts in both areas to help you succeed. You might be a cunning thief catcher, prowling the rooftops to catch one of the myriad burglars of the city. Perhaps you are someone who has their ear to the street, aware of the doings of thieves' guilds and street gangs. You might be a velvet mask bounty hunter, one who blends in with high society and noble circles in order to catch the criminals that prey on the rich. The community where you plied your trade might have been one of Faerun's greatest metropolises, such as Waterdeep or Baldur's Gate, or a less populated location, perhaps Luskan or Yurtar, any place that's large enough to have a steady supply of potential quarries. As a member of an adventuring party, you might find it more difficult to pursue a personal agenda that doesn't fit with the group's objectives. But on the other hand, you can take down much more formidable targets with the help of your companions. Okay. The skill proficiencies. Choose 2 from among deception, insight, persuasion, and stealth. Tool proficiencies. Choose 2 from among 1 type of gaming sets, 1 musical instrument, and thieves' tools. You gain no additional languages, and you have a set of clothes appropriate to your duties and a pouch containing 20 gold pieces.
Oh, wow.
So, their key feature is ear to the ground. You are in frequent contact with people in the segment of society that your chosen quarries move through. These people might be associated with the criminal underworld, the rough and tumble folk of the streets, or members of high society. This connection comes in the form of a contact in any city you visit, a person who provides information about the people and places of the local area. So, what do you think?
Sorry, I'm eating a cookie.
Oh,
Um, I like that. I like the idea of it. Um, I like that feature. You know, having that whole network of informants. Um, Possibly even having your ear to the ground as far as criminal underworld, thieves guilds, things of that nature. Um, you know, maybe they don't necessarily 100% trust you to bring you into the guild. However, they're not really against, like, this guy over here is obviously causing some problems and we really don't want to be associated with him. So why don't you just go ahead and take care of him for us? You know,
right. That makes sense.
I like that. I really I do really like this. And then using the criminal background for your traits and motivations, your flaws, things of that nature. Um, I think is a nice little touch to that.
I can agree with that.
This would be a character that'd be really fun to play. You know, I could definitely see that when a bounty hunter. Yeah, actually, yeah. No, I could totally see a bounty hunter in Spelljammer. Um, I could even see I could even see a bounty hunter in Curse of Strahd to a point. Um, be fun to make one of these as a bad guy.
There is actually a bounty hunter in Curse of Strahd.
Oh, really?
There is. It's actually Rudolph Van Richten.
Oh, yeah.
You've never met him because the
Oh,
cards that you've drawn have never lined up with him.
huh. Sorry, I'm just replying to Tiger here. Uh, huh. So we never actually met the interesting. That world was a lot bigger than I thought it was, that's for sure. Alrighty. One of the ones I also liked, and Little Pooper did this for his last character, which I thought was fun, and that is the
Okay.
Witchlight Hand.
That is a fun one.
You crept into the Witchlight Carnival as a child, youth, and never looked back, earning a place among those who worked behind the scenes to keep the carnival in business. As a hand, you worked hard and party hard. The carnival has become to many has I don't know what they're trying to say there. The carnival is many fantastic worlds circling back around to your home world once every 8 years, but you know almost nothing about these worlds besides you spend all your time in the carnival. You know the other hands well, but the carnival's owners, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, remain mysterious to you even after all these years. Maybe you joined the carnival to escape a dismal life at home. Maybe you were enchanted by the idea of visiting new places or the dream of becoming one of the carnival's star attractions. Now that you're older, carnival life has lost some of its appeal. The daily routine has grown tedious. The cynical nature of the carnival's journey monotonous. The carnival no longer fills your heart with a sense of wonder. Perhaps greater adventures await you beyond the carnival's gates. This is another one that we played. A lot of
Mhm.
fun. I think we already said that actually, didn't we? But
I think
anyways,
so.
oh, when is winter gonna get here, right?
Yeah, seriously.
So skill proficiencies, you're gonna get performance and sleight of hand.
Cool.
Uh, I think those are both of those skills are probably some of our favorites. I know you love performance. I love sleight of hand.
You
Tool
know, the character I just played,
mm-hmm,
Nistrum, it's the first time I've ever taken performance with a character.
mm-hmm.
And I absolutely freaking loved playing it. It had no effect on the game whatsoever, but I
Well,
had a blast.
you met Roscoe the dancing rat.
Oh my god, it did have an effect on the game. Okay.
Yeah, and he led you to the druid. Oh yeah. So you get tool proficiencies, you get the skies kit or one type of musical instrument.
Mhm.
You get to pick a language of your choice. So for equipment, you get a disguise kit or a musical instrument, a deck of cards, a carnival uniform or costume, and then one trinket determined by rolling the Feywild trinkets table, and a pouch containing 8 gold. Um, and then you've pretty much, over the years, you've earned the friendship of other carnival fixture. Roll a d8 and consult the carnival companion table to determine who or what you've befriended. Or you can choose an option that you like. Work with your DM, da da da. Flush out these friendships. The companion hangs around while you're in the carnival, but won't voluntarily leave the carnival. So you have the old cantankerous Witchlight Hand, young impressionable Witchlight Hand, a performer such as an acrobat, clown, or musician, retired performer, seasoned animal trainer, old blink dog, a cheery sprite, or harmless magical wisps of light.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Uh,
Blast.
yeah.
I gotta hop off for a minute or two. I'll be right back.
Oh, no problem. So you get a carnival fixture. The Witchley Carnival provides you with free, modest lodging and food. In addition, you may wonder about the carnival and partake of its many wonders at no cost to you, provided you don't disrupt the shows or cause any other trouble. And then, of course, you get your personality traits, ideals, and stuff of that nature. Yeah, this is a fun little background. There was actually a carnival in our last campaign. So Little Pooper was very excited because, of course, working in a carnival, he was like, "Oh wow, check this out. Let's go do that." um, so we did talk about Gladiator, and this is out of the player's handbook. You thrive in front of an audience. You know how to entrance them, entertain them, and even inspire them. Your poetics can stir hearts of those who hear you, awakening grief or joy, laughter or anger. Your music raises their spirits or captures their sorrow. Your dance steps captivate, your horror cuts the quick. Your humor cuts to the quick. Oh, wait. I thought I clicked on Gladiator, not Entertainer. Oh, okay. Gladiator is a variant off the Entertainer. Interesting. So you get acrobatics and performance for skills. Um, so as a gladiator variant, a gladiator is much of an entertainer as a minstrel or a circus performer trained to make the art of combat into a spectacle the crowd can enjoy. This kind of flashy combat is your entertainer routine, though you might also have some skills as a tumbler or actor. Using your bipolar demand feature, you can place you find a place to perform in any place that features combat from the entertainment, perhaps a gladiatorial arena, or a secret pit fighting club. You can replace the musical instrument with your equipment package with an inexpensive but unusual weapon, such as a trident or a net. Okay, that's interesting. I had no idea that was actually a variant off the. I'm like reading this. I'm like, how does this relate to a gladiator? But you're getting acrobatics performance, a disguise kit, or a trident, or a net. Um, you get the favorite of an admirer, either a love letter, a locket of hair, or a trinket, and a pouch with 15 gold. So not a bad background. And backed by popular. Oh, there he is again. So I was just going over Gladiator real quick. which is actually a
Oh,
variant on entertainer.
interesting. I wasn't aware of that. But it makes perfect sense. I mean, gladiators used to entertain crowds. I mean, it was their thing.
Yeah. Well, I got halfway like done with reading the intro into entertainer, and I'm like, wait a second. This doesn't wait music rate what like I'm like
Right.
I thought I clicked on gladiator, not entertainer, and I was like, oh wow, it's actually a variant.
Yeah, but it does kind of make sense.
But yeah, kind of after reading this, it does. It really kind of does. So, backed by popular demand, you can always find a place to perform, usually an inn or a tavern, but possibly with a circus, a theater, or even a noble court, such as a palace. You receive free lodging and food for a modest, comfortable standard, depending on the quality of the establishment, as long as you perform each night. In addition, your performance makes you something of a local figure. When strangers recognize you in a town where you've performed, they typically take a liking to you.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I could totally see how that relates to a gladiator.
To a gladiatorial arena.
Exactly. I mean, it was a thing of privilege and wealth to meet a gladiator.
Absolutely, it was.
Alrighty. Any particular one catching your eye?
Not presently. If you want to do one more, I can figure it out.
Yeah, no worries. I was gonna do City Watch. Little Pooper did this one for what's that?
I don't know anything about that one, so this will be good.
Yeah, I think Little Pooper did this one for our first um Spelljammer campaign. You're you're
Okay.
you're or maybe yeah, no, I that's right, Gulap. Gulap had this as his background.
Yeah.
You have served the community where you grew up, standing as its first line of defense against crime. You aren't a soldier directing your gaze outward as possible enemies. Instead, your service to your hometown was to help police its populace, protecting the citizens from lawbreakers and whatever that is of all stripe. You have been part of the City Watch of Waterdeep, the baton wielding police force of the city of splendors, protecting the common folk from thieves and rowdy nobles alike. Or you may have been one of the valiant defenders of Silvery Moon, a member of the Silver Watch, or even one of the magic wielding spell guard. Perhaps you hail from Neverwinter and have served as one of its Winter Shield watchmen, the newly founded branch of the Guard, who vow to keep a safe city of skilled hands. Even if you are not city born or city bred, this background can describe your early years as a member of law enforcement. Most settlements of
Mhm.
any size have their own constables and police forces. Even smaller communities have sheriffs and bailiffs who stand ready to protect their community. Because, yeah, he was one of the town guard at the Rock of Brawl.
Yep.
So you're getting athletics and insight for skills. You get 2 languages of your choice. You get a uniform in the style of your indicative of your rank, a horn which to summon help, a set of manacles, and a pouch containing 10 gold. Um,
Okay. Not bad. I like the manacles.
yeah, so basically a pair of handcuffs. So there is a variant, which is the investigator. Rarer than Watcher Patrol members are community investigators who are responsible for solving crimes after the fact. Though such folk are seldom found in rural areas, nearly every settlement of decent size has at least one or two watch members who have the skill to investigate crime scenes and track down criminals. Criminals, yeah, that's how you say that. If your prior experience as an investigator, you have proficiency in investigate rather than athletics.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool.
yeah, no, I like that. I like this whole background thing, especially if you're gonna be starting out in a city or anything, um, and you're playing, you know, like a nobody to a hero type of thing. This is, I think, a really good option. So you have your features, Watcher's Eye. You're experiencing and enforcing the law and dealing with lawbreakers gives you a feel for local laws and criminals. You can easily find the local outpost of the Watch or similar organization and just as easily pick out the dens of criminal activity in a community. Although you are more likely to be welcome in the former locations rather than the latter. Okay.
Interesting.
And then you use the soldier background for your traits, motivations, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I thought this was a good background for Gulap because it was a town guard. It was like, you know what, I could do more, join up with this ship. They're already got some, they're obviously wealthy. You know, I think I could do some good on this ship. And
Right.
boy, did he ever. He did a lot of large things. Ha 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 ha.
So I did find one.
Oh, wonderful.
It's from the Strixhaven book. Strixhaven is essentially about a college with different devotions of study.
Okay.
Um, so from evokers to necromancers to pyromancers to
Mm,
even clerics and warlocks try to study there.
okay.
But one of the schools is called Witherbloom. They are the reason for the spell Wither and Bloom.
Okay.
So this is Witherbloom student.
Okay.
You filled your head with rudimentary alchemical experiments, all in the hope of becoming a student of Witherbloom College. The life sciences are the focus of your reading, which include biology and necromancy, brewing strange concoctions with medicinal properties, exploring the anatomies of monsters, and cataloging swamp flora are the kinds of studies you might pursue at Witherbloom College.
Hmm.
So your skill proficiencies, you get nature and survival.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Tool proficiencies, you get an herbalism kit. Languages, one of your choice. And equipment, a bottle of black ink, an ink pen, a book about plant identification, an iron pot, an herbalism kit, a school uniform, and a pouch containing 15 gold pieces.
Hmm. Okay.
So the feature is called Witherbloom Initiate. You gain the Strixhaven Initiate feat and must choose Witherbloom within it. So I'll go to the feat right now.
Mm-hmm.
You have studied some magical theory and have learned a few spells associated with Strixhaven University. Choose one of Strixhaven's colleges: Lorehold, Prismari, Quandric, Silverquill, or Witherbloom. You learn 2 cantrips and 1 first level spell based on the college you choose, as specified in the Strixhaven spells table. You can cast the chosen first level spell without a spell slot, and you must finish a long rest before you can cast it in this way again. You can also cast the spell using any spell slots you have. So Witherbloom spells, choose 2 from Chill Touch, Druidcraft, and Spare the Dying. And you choose 1 first level Druid or Wizard spell.
Wow.
So you have that for free, but there's more.
Okay.
In addition, if you have the spellcasting or pact magic feature, the spells on the Witherbloom spells table are added to the spell list of your spellcasting class. First level, Cure Wounds and Inflict Wounds.
Hmm.
Second level, Lesser Restoration and Wither and Bloom.
Okay.
Third level, Revivify and Vampiric Touch.
Okay.
Fourth level, Blight and Death Ward. And fifth level, Anti-Life Shell and Greater Restoration.
None of these are bad spells.
No. And it also says consider customizing how your spells look when you cast them. Your Witherbloom spells might rely on material components or a spellcasting focus drawn from the swamp environment of Witherbloom, and your spells might take on an appearance suggesting those natural elements. Spectral shapes of swamp animals or plants might form amid your spell effects. And I like that it's reminding people that your spells can look however you want them to.
Right.
But yeah, there's a whole lot of free spellcasting wrapped up in that.
And I like that you can pick what your spellcasting modifier is. You know, is it going to be wisdom? Is it going to be intelligence? Is it going to be um, charisma? So you're not like the magic initiate feat. You know, you get a first level spell. If it requires a saving throw, it's going to be from whatever class you took the spell from. So if you are, say, a sorcerer that's a charisma caster, you might not have the best intelligence, but then you go and take a wizard spell. Your DC is going to be a little bit lower for that. But with the way this is, you can choose charisma and you don't have to worry about anything.
No, it's great.
Huh.
And what's cool is they have a feat for every house.
Oh, okay.
I have background.
Yeah, I did notice there's one of these backgrounds for each of the schools, which is kind of cool. You know, it'd be really fun to do like a Harry Potter campaign.
That's what Strixhaven is. You start on your first day at the university,
Right.
and it goes up to level 12. So
Oh, okay.
you do your second year, you do your third year.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think doing a Harry Potter themed one might be more fun.
Well, I mean, you can use these schools. You know, you really don't even really need to rename stuff. Even though if you did, it's not going to make a difference anyways.
I don't know.
Um, Yeah, you and I could definitely have fun with that.
Yeah, we should work on something like that
But
after spell.
oh yeah, we still got a long way to go with Spelljammer.
Oh, Spelljammer's gonna take fucking forever.
That campaign. What do you think? 6 months?
We're like 9, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. We play. Yeah, yeah, we got a ways to go.
Mhm.
Well, it is actually getting to be about that time.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it is 8:26. Um, but yeah, so any parting words of wisdom for us, Mr. Faust?
No, just I believe it was Tiger earlier that was asking us questions about D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Just let us know what kind of abilities you'd like to hear about. Um, and we'll be absolutely sure to address each and every one of them. I mean, it might be cool to go over monster abilities anyway, because they all have special abilities.
Right. Like we can each pick a couple of our favorite monsters and
That's actually a really good idea. I like that.
yeah, there's definitely a few that I really like. Um that I threw at Little Pooper when we did a little one shot. Well, it was supposed to be a one shot, but it turned into a big campaign. um
And on that note, my son is calling me.
Alrighty. Well, hey, you have a wonderful evening. I will talk to you on Friday. Well, I'll talk
Sounds
to you
good.
throughout the week, but I'll see you Friday. And thank you very much, Mr. Faust, for joining us.
Yep, no
Hopefully,
problem.
you guys have been having a lot of fun. You don't know any of the abilities, Tiger. Well, we need to change that. I mean, there are many type of bad guys out there that have a wide variety of abilities. So yeah, we're just gonna pick a few of our favorites, I think, next week and go that way. I mean, we can probably even break it down as far as like fiends, fae, undead, monstrosities. I mean, it's just the list goes on and on. Um, there's a few that I used last week that I really liked instead of that new book that Mr. Faust has. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, it also gives us a chance to kind of talk about our last campaign. Um, Called it Suburbia Unleashed. It was written by myself and Mr. Faust, and had a lot of trouble getting that candle back onto the ledge there. So I hope you guys don't mind. I'm actually the Phasmophobia footage. I'm actually recording ahead of time. I'm doing a 2 hour recording of Phasmo and just playing. It's just playing a video, so I don't want you guys to think that I'm actually playing live anymore. It was just too much of a distraction trying to look things up, speak intelligently, and I wasn't giving Mr. Faust the attention that he deserves. So, hope you guys don't mind that. But yeah, I die a lot because I ended up prestiging and not having any smudge sticks is not fun. Let me let me just tell you. So, alrighty, folks. Well, hey, I'm going to end it here. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, commenting down below. It was great to see you, Tiger. Yeah, join us Thursday. We're doing 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Avery's going to be on. Doyle's going to try to make it. He said he might be off again. You are more than welcome to join. If you're watching this in the future, come on aboard, man. Thursday night, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're just going to play some Phasmo, open it up to the public, and we're all just going to have fun. Tomorrow, I actually have a video coming out playing some VTOL VR again. The VR fighter plane game that I like. I just been playing a lot of that lately, and I'm like, you know what? I got a new campaign, or it's not a new mission for it. It's one of the missions that comes with the game, but I think it's a lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys like it if you're into that type of stuff. But it was just something different I wanted to play. You know, Phasmo is a great game, but when you're playing it by yourself, it gets a little tiresome. It's much more fun in a group. I love the live streams just because I get to play with you guys. And unfortunately, Cobra has been moving and doing other things, so he hasn't been available for Rainbow. But that's fine. Anyways, again, thank you guys so much. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. Don't forget to comment down below if you're going to join us Thursday night or not. And yeah, help me grow the channel, man. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, and shout it from the rooftops. Like, comment, and subscribe to Blast338. We'll see you Thursday. Peace.